Hi, I'm back with the second video that I talked about in my last video, so these two will be uploaded pretty close together. This is an OU match, again with my Sun team, trying to redeem itself from last time. Unfortunately, it does not get redeemed, but, oh well, stuff happens, you know. So, I can't remember this dude's Smogon name. I battled him, like, pretty much 4 days ago, and forgot to write down what the username was, so I'm just gonna call him Chaos because that's what his trainer name in the game is. So this is an OU match versus Chaos. So he leads with Mesprit. I start off with Tucson because the only thing I was really afraid of was his Milotic, but it doesn't matter because Tucson would be able to outspeed. So I go in with Sun Up, Substitute, and then Fire Blast, and the critical hit, I'm going to go ahead and assume mattered because he was at full HP, and I O-code him. So, I mean, Tucson's special attack is nice, and a Fire Blast under the sun is really powerful, but I still don't know if that crit, I'm just going to go ahead and say that mattered. So he's going to bring in Milotic, and I'm going to go for the Solar Beam, thinking, sweet, this will be good. So it is super effective, and it does barely nothing. And this is kind of bad, because he's going to Scald, and that will break the Scald. I mean, the Substitute. Break the Scald. Now... And then he's going to get burnt from his Flame Orb, and I'm realizing, oh shit, this thing has Marvel Scale, which means its defenses are going to be up and away. So I'm going to go into my Vaporeon to take the Water-type move. Honestly, I forgot that Gastrodon had another move like Water Absorb, except instead of raising HP, it raised Special Attack, which would have been much more useful. So I'm going to go into my Vaporeon, like I already said. I'm reiterizing myself. I'm going to go for the Wish to see what he wants to do, and he has Recover, which means that I won't be able to burn stall this thing out, so that kind of sucks. Its special attack is really good, so I'm going to go into Victory Bell, because Victory Bell resists water and attacks physically. So, you know, I'm praying he doesn't get the burn, but he does get a crit and the burn, so unfortunately that kind of sucked there. So I think at this point I'm just going to leave Victory Bell in for Death Fodder, because he can't really do that much, I don't think, unless I do try and save him, but I'm pretty sure I try and Death Fodder him off, as well as get some damage. So I go for a Growth, Attack Raise, Special Attack. He's going to go for the Ice Beam, which I was kind of figuring he had. And so after the burn, I think he lives barely, but even with a Growth boost, that burn really kind of hurts him as he switches into his Dusclops, which is Eviolited, I would guess, because that's usually what Dusclops are. Eviolite Dusclops can take physical attacks for days, especially if you're burnt, so my Leaf Blade is gonna do little to nothing. And, yeah. I really do think if that burn hadn't happened, there might have been more damage off, but oh well. So I go into Fluffy the Hydreigon because Expert Belt Dark Pulse should be able to do a nice bit of damage. And I guess it does do the descripting word of nice. I was kind of hoping it would do a bit more, because this thing pain splits, which kind of sucks. Honestly, I probably should have just kept going for it. But, oh wait, no, I think I do go going. But he switches out into his own Hydreigon. I was actually going to go for the Draco Meteor, to be honest. But then I figured a Dark Pulse would be more damaging. So, fuck, I wish I went for that. I honestly do. But I did get the crit, so that made up for it. But he's going to outspeed. I don't know why I keep getting outsped. Maybe he's Choice Scarf. But his Dragon Pulse is going to fuck me over. Yeah. I was about to go for Draco Meteor. Like, honestly, I was like, why don't I just do this? Stab Draco Meteor will do more than super effective Dark Pulse, right? Nope. I figured out that Dark Pulse would have done more damage, so I went with it. Oh well, so I come in, and maybe he's thinking he's going to outspeed because he doesn't realize Scizor is Choice Scarf, so I'm going to superpower the shit out of his Hydreigon, and that's going to be game for Hydreigon. So both Hydreigons are down, etc., etc. He's going to go back into fucking Dusclops, and I can't do anything because I'm locked into this fighting type move. So I'm just going to hightail it out of there and go into Tucson. Tucson's going to come in as he's going to do some, you know, some Dusclops shenanigans. Will-O-Wisp doesn't affect. So far that was a good switch on my part. I'm pretty sure I lose this match. Yeah, no, actually, you know, I said I did earlier because I was all like talking about the redemption of this team, but I can't even remember if I won or not. Like, this battle happened so long ago in a galaxy far, far away. Okay, never mind. Sorry guys, I'm being weird. This is what happens when I try and upload 2 battles a day. The first one comes out okay, the second one I'm just kinda rambling. So I do put this thing to sleep, which will allow me to fuck some shit up. I'm gonna go for the Solar Beam because I don't want him to switch into my Milotic to take a resisted Fire Blast. So at least Solar Beam will do some sort of damage, but in hindsight, maybe that wasn't the best play on my part. So at this point, he stays in. I'm just going to go for the Fire Blast, because that Solar Beam did absolutely nothing. Props to Eviolite Dusclops, definitely badass wall. So Fire Blast is going to be Fire Blasting, and I make another misplay. Because here I'm thinking he's at low enough health that I can Solar Beam, and if he tries to switch out because he's still asleep, which could have been a viable option for him, was switch out, save Dusclops, I don't know. I go for the Solar Beam. And this isn't going to kill him, but it doesn't really matter, because he's going to wake up, go for the Nightshade, which 100 damage isn't. It isn't too much. Sorry, that was because I yawned. I didn't expect that yawn to be that long. See, I yawn when I do this. I don't know why. A 100 HP is a bit of damage, but Tucson's defenses were pretty weak, so I feel like he usually takes more than that, so it wasn't all that scary. So he's going to go out into Infernape. And I'm not sure why I decided to stay in. Of course Infernape is going to outspeed me with a close combat and, you know, screw my shit up, but whatever. So he gets a defense drop and a special defense drop, and Tucson's gone. I think it's because I didn't want to switch anything in, and Tucson was kind of done for. I probably knew it was going to outspeed, and I noticed it's Life Orb, which means that it's not going to be that frickin' fucking Focus Sash like last time. So I will go for the Aerial Ace. No? Yes? No? I think maybe I predicted a switch because he wasn't Focus Sash. No, I go for the Aerial Ace. He's going to bring in Donphin, which is... No, yeah, I do lose this match. I do, I remember. It's Donphin that kills me. So I get a crit on Aerial Ace, and... So that's going to be good. All good in the neighborhood. I'm going to switch out, because Donphins are Choice Banded usually, so I'm scared. So I go into Vaporeon to take a physical hit. Yeah. He's going to knock off my leftovers, which... I'm glad I switched out, because if Scizor doesn't have Choice, it kind of... It's still a good Pokemon, but it doesn't quite have the scare that it usually has. Choice Scarf and Choice Banded Scizor are really what you want to run, because Choice Band will knock holes in anything. Choice Scarf can outspeed quite a bit. But whatever. He knocks off my leftovers. I get a crit on the Scald, but it doesn't matter. What is that? The 7th yawn today? Oh well. I'm gonna roar him out, because I know I can't do anything, and I want to stop switching. He's gonna bring in Infernape. So I'm gonna go for the Scald again, hoping he stays in to try and kill me, but he's gonna U-turn, which was a good move on his part, because he gets damage off, and then goes back into Milotic. So it was a good play on his part. I should have seen it coming, but you know, whatever. So I do go for the Scald, which is going to be resisted, and this Milotic is just a pain in my ass. It's just like, a lot of the time, you know you're going to lose because you spend too much investment on a single Pokemon that the rest of his can just come in and kind of, you know, it's like when you spend so much investment in one Pokemon and he has 5 others, who knows what's going to happen. You could have to spend investment in all of them that way, in which case you're going to lose automatically, or the investment will just weaken you and he'll just sweep your team. But it's just usually when you have to spend this much time and difficulty on one, it usually means you're not in a good position. I'm just going to choice specs HP Grass. He's going to be faster in recover, which would be a problem if Gastrodon couldn't do enough damage to slowly wear him down. If you notice, his recover didn't bring him back to full HP. So, with HP Grass and Burn, it's going to be taking him down. So he's just going to go for an Ice Beam. I don't know why this thing doesn't run Toxic. I feel like his Milotic would be so much scarier if he ran a Toxic on it. Because he could just hit shit with Toxic and then stall it out, honestly. But there's probably a viable reason that I'm not seeing. So he's going to bring in Infernape, and I'm going to switch out because I want to go back into my physical wall. Unfortunately, I'm pretty sure I did this for Death Fodder, because, yeah, I Death Foddered Alyssa off. I go into Scizor. I'm gonna go for the U-turn, which was a pretty sketchy move, because if he had stayed in, that would have been bad. But I assumed he would switch out, so he goes into Donphin, and I do U-turn, which is a great prediction on Ryplay, because now I'm going to go into my choice specs Gastrodon, and honestly, I was thinking, okay, this time I win. I'm going to win this. I'm at 297 with Gastrodon. He's got 2 Pokemon weak to water. I'll be able to just surf him out. But he goes for the Earthquake, and unfortunately he does get a crit. I mean, Choice Band and Donphan probably would have been able to kill Gastrodon, maybe. Because Gastrodon's defenses aren't all that good, but I don't know. The crit makes me wonder if it mattered. So I'm going to go into Scizor. I'm not going to be able to do anything. I'm going to have to stick to Aerial Ace. He's going to be able to kill me off with a Earthquake, etc., etc. It was a good game. Honestly, I thought I had that, though. I'm wondering if maybe if I hadn't been critted, I might have been able to do something, but... yeah. You know. Scizor to Infernape, Gastrodon to Donphin. Bye.